Mr. Chairman, one thing we will agree on is that you believe this. You have been the most consistent voice, I think, in the country over a long period of time on issues like this. We do have disagreement, but I like working with people who believe what they believe. Now, here's some common ground, I think. Most of us don't want the consolidation of wealth and power to lie in the hands of the few through ill-gotten gain, through monopolies, through unfair trade practices, through criminal enterprise, market manipulation. But if you can make your money legally and fairly, good for you. And that brings us to the question of big tech. I don't know what we do about this, Mr. Chairman, but the question for me is, have we let too much power consolidate in the hands of big tech? Is it a virtual monopoly in terms of the flow of information? And have we allowed these new technologies to become the modern version of robber barons of the last century? And I would like to talk more about that. I don't know if you need to break these companies up or not, the Section 230 and other things we need to revisit. But generally speaking, it's been a capitalist nation and hope it remains so, with regulation to prevent environmental abuse and make sure people play by the rules. To me, the government plays a role in keeping the water in the banks. When people start creating monopolies, that's unfair to other competitors. When people cheat and scheme and get rich off bad business practices, that's something we all should be concerned about. But the Gallup poll company has been asking Americans what they think most important problem facing the country every month for a long time. In the latest survey, 26% said it was the coronavirus. Just 1% said it was the gap between rich and poor. Now, how can that be? I actually believe that. I believe that most Americans don't spend their time wondering about how to take from somebody else. They're wondering about how do I get ahead. And they're looking for opportunity, and they should be demanding that opportunity. One thing that I think we can start focusing on is how do you lift people up who've been in poverty? How do you present better opportunity? There's the way described by the chairman, and I think the other way that I like is Senator Scott, who's focused on enterprise opportunity zones in blighted neighborhoods, making sure that there's tax advantages for businesses like Amazon and others to go into these neighborhoods and increase wages by having better business opportunity. But all of us have one thing in common here on this committee. We had good educations. And if you want to level the playing field for America, make sure that every kid, regardless of zip code, has an adequate opportunity to be well educated. And I believe in public school systems. I'm a product of it. But the question becomes, what happens when a public school fails time and time again? What are the things that we can do to level that playing field? So here's what the Census Bureau said, that the poverty rate hit an all-time low in 2019, and that between 2017 and 2019, income equality actually declined, that before the pandemic, the unemployment rate was at a 50-year low. The rates for African American, Hispanic, and people with disabilities hit their lowest unemployment levels on record. Wages were rising at their fastest pace in years, and they were rising fastest for blue-collar workers. So there's two different models being suggested here, and I think the model that we're suggesting is that accumulation of wealth through monopolies and other unfair trade practices or manipulation of markets or criminal enterprises, we should all be against that. But like Bill Gates, you invented something a lot of people want. Amazon, they found a way to get you products that you want. The problem, Mr. Chairman, is online shopping may put brick and mortar businesses out. So one of the things that I've been focused on is making sure that sales taxes are collected from online vendors like a brick and mortar business like my family had, because that would create a tax advantage for online businesses. So I want a level playing field in terms of regulation and taxes and educational opportunity. And I think that's the role of the government, not picking who gets this and who gets that and what is too much money. I think if the government gets in that business, it will do more harm than good. But I'm looking forward to working with you on this and many other issues. And quite frankly, I'm enjoying this committee because we're talking about things that matter. So thank you.